Some mysteries don't just disturb the mind, they settle into it, lingering long after the story ends. Tonight's tale is one of the most haunting modern enigmas, a case where every clue twists into something stranger. A young woman's final moments were captured on camera, yet nothing about what we see feels real, and what happened afterward only deepens the darkness. Welcome back to Rick's Storyverse, where shadows breathe the forgotten rise, and the night reveals the stories daylight refuses to hold. If you're new here, step carefully. This is a place where truth and terror often walk side by side, and if you've been here before, you already know. The torch burns the brightest at the edge of night. In January of 2013, 21-year-old Elisa Lam arrived in Los Angeles for a trip meant to spark inspiration and independence. She was a student, a traveler, a young woman searching for a clarity in a world that often felt overwhelming. Her journey led her to the Cecil Hotel, a building with a past so dark it feels stitched together from nightmares. For decades, the Cecil had been a magnet for tragedy, violence, and inexplicable events, but to Eliza, it was simply an affordable place to stay. She checked in on January 26th. At first, everything seemed normal. She explored the city, visited bookstores, and posted her thoughts online with the openness of someone trying to understand herself. She called her parents every day, but within a few days, hotel staff noticed unusual behavior. Eliza was moved from a shared room to a private one after her roommates complained she was acting strangely. No one knew what that meant at the time, only that something was shifting. On February 1st, Eliza missed her daily call home. Her parents immediately sensed something was wrong. They contacted the LAPD, and soon the search began. Officers swept the hotel, but the building was a labyrinth of hidden corners, locked doors, and forgotten spaces. Days passed, no sign of Eliza, no answers. Then the police released a piece of evidence that would ignite worldwide fascination: the elevator video. Recorded on February 1st, the footage shows Eliza stepping into the elevator, pressing multiple buttons, and behaving in ways that simply defy explanation. She peeks into the hallway as if someone is there. She hides in the corner. She steps out, moves her hands in strange, fluid motions, almost as if she's communicating with something unseen. At times, she looks frightened, at others, confused. And then she walks away, disappearing down the hall. The elevator doors remain open far longer than they should, as if the building itself is holding its breath. Millions watched the video. Theories erupted. Was she being followed? Was she afraid? Was she interacting with something beyond human sight? The footage raised more questions than it answered. Meanwhile, guests at the Cecil began complaining about low water pressure. Some said the water tasted strange. Others said it came out dark. Maintenance workers climbed to the roof to inspect the water tanks, massive sealed containers that required a ladder and significant effort to access. Inside one of them, floating face up in the cold, dark water, was Elisa Lam. Clothes were found with her. There were no signs of trauma, no evidence of foul play, and yet the logistics of how she got there remain one of the most unsettling parts of the case. The roof was locked, the alarms were active, the tanks were difficult to reach, difficult to open, and nearly impossible to enter alone. And according to the maintenance worker who discovered her, the hatch was open when he climbed up to inspect the tank. That detail only deepens the mystery. If the lid was open, then no one closed it. And if no one closed it, then how and why did she end up inside at all? The official ruling called it an accidental drowning, influenced by her mental health, but the unanswered questions, the strange behavior in the elevator, and the eerie circumstances surrounding her discovery have kept this case alive in the public imagination. It is a story that refuses to settle, a puzzle with pieces that never quite fit. Some believe she was being pursued. Others think the Cecil's long cursed history played a role. A few point to the eerie coincidences surrounding the case, details so strange they feel scripted. And then there are those who believe the truth is far simpler, but no less tragic. A young woman alone in a city that didn't see her until it was too late. What remains is a story without a satisfying ending, a mystery suspended between reality and the unknown, a final chapter written in water, shadows, and unanswered questions. Eliza Lam's story lingers because it touches something universal: the fear of the unseen, the fragility of the mind, and the unsettling possibility that some places hold on to darkness long after the lights go out. I would like to end this story with a poem, and here's that poem. She walked through halls where whispered shadows stirred. A restless soul moved softly undisturbed. Her steps fell light where hidden secrets sleep. In corridors the night will always keep. The elevator watched with cold, unblinking eyes as fate drew near in quiet, creeping guise. The water held her story deep below, a truth submerged where darkness only knows. The questions linger, drifting through the night, a puzzle carved just out of human sight. Her memory floats on Los Angeles air, a haunting sign some mysteries stay there. That's another story from the edge of night. Please like and subscribe to keep the torch alight. Good night.